Hi, my name is Lyric Smith, and for my final product of my senior project, The Path to Employment, I have created for you a mock interview video. In this video, 2 applicants will be interviewed for a summer internship at my family's company, Leanne Blake & Associates. I will evaluate these candidates' resumes as well as their responses to the questions I give them. I will also go over their evaluation forms and mention things that they did good and things that they can improve on, as well as tips on what and what not to do during an interview. The position that they were both interviewing for was a social media intern. They needed to bring a sense of positivity, energy, and happiness to my team, as well as experience with Photoshop, marketing through social media, and detailed communication with others.
Hi, welcome. My name is Lyric.
I'm Joey Robinson.
Nice to meet you. Is this your resume?
Yes, it is.
All right. How's your day going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Hi, welcome, Joanna.
Yes.
Lyric, nice to meet you.
Nice to
Please
meet
have a
you.
seat. Is this your resume?
Yes.
Very nice, very formal. All right.
Well, there's not really much to tell. I'm in high school. I go to Lucerna. I like to go swimming and fishing, and I really like Instagram.
I'd like to say I'm very friendly. I like creating relationships with people, and I'm creative, very hardworking. My past employers have definitely told me that I'm very hardworking for my age and I'm a valuable employee, but I really want to expand my career into social media now that it's rising, and so that's why I'm here today.
I actually just made an advertisement Instagram page for the Carlsbad Aqua Farm.
I do not have any professional experience with social media except that I have a large following of about 1,600 followers so far, and I get roughly about 800 views on stories.
I'd say I'm a really hard worker. I'm great at following orders, but I also like to take the leadership role whenever I can.
My work ethic is really good. I have heard at Jamba Juice that they think that I'm a very valuable worker and that I work hard and very reliable, unlike many people that would be my age.
I actually have an entire semester of experience using Photoshop with the help of Miss Fox. She was the homie. She taught me everything I know, and I think I am able to maneuver the program very well.
I have done a lot of photography work with my mom, and in photography classes, which we use Photoshop to make different types of things, and I'm very comfortable with it. I've learned a lot of different types of things to do with it. Well, in person, I'm very good at remembering people that come often to our business, and that's something I've heard from my other jobs, that a lot of people like that I remember things about them and just things that they tell me. And I'm very good with giving information and teaching. When people have questions, I always give the best answer. If there's a problem, I always fix it or get someone else to fix it. And online, I've done business kind of deals on Instagram, and it's always gone smoothly. And when I sell clothes, for example, then we're able to effectively communicate.
I'd say I'm a very loyal individual, and whenever I become part of different companies, I like to stick with them and make sure that I do my job and I help other people progress.
What puts me apart is that I do have a lot of connections with people, and especially on my social media presence, and I am very reliable.
I actually run 6 different Instagram accounts, a few for different companies and then 3 for myself. I have one photography one, I have my personal one, and then I have a business Instagram.
Besides just being younger and going for fundraising, which is not much experience, I used to make crafts and sell my craft shows, and I've done a few garage sales. That's kind of like how much selling I've done. But besides that, I think that I've gotten some experience being the marketing and social media manager of SoCal Exotics.
Well, the personal account's only got like 500 followers, but My photography one has close to 10,000. So
Impressive.
I think it's pretty impressive. I have a very big following in the area. I'm just trying to branch out.
I would definitely say that I'm very intelligent, bubbly, kind, and caring.
A lot of marketing experience. I've worked for many different companies on their sales staff.
I have, like I said before, I have a lot of connections, and I know a lot of skills that you can use in marketing on social media, and I have a large following, and I'm very hardworking. I have a lot of ambition for this job. It's something I really want to do, and I think that I will be a good part of your team here.
I believe so. I volunteer during the weekends, so Monday through Thursday should work perfect.
Yes, I could even do more time than that if you needed me.
When can I start?
Alright, nice discussing with you. I'll call
Nice to meet you. I would love to hear back from you.
Okay, so I'll contact you if
Okay.
anything. Can I keep this resume?
Yes, for sure.
Alright, thank you. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Both introductions with both candidates went really well. They both had solid handshakes and made eye contact with me when they sat down. And first of all, made me feel comfortable with them as someone coming into my workplace. The first question I asked was to tell them a little bit about themselves. Joey, on one hand, he told me what he likes. And although that is a part of yourself, I didn't really get to know him as a person. Joanna, on the other hand, gave me a detailed description of how she views herself, also things she enjoys, and what motivates her. This showed me a lot more about her as a person and also what she liked. One thing I really liked about Joanna's answer was that she related it back to my company and why she wanted to be a part of my company. That's something that shows me that she has initiative and that also she's driven and motivated and passionate about the things that we do at Leanne Blake & Associates. The next question was, what are your professional experience using Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and other social media platforms? Joey did a really good job by telling me all his experiences, as well as telling me how well they've done, and especially when he told me when he did these things. It just shows me how he's continued to grow as a marketer and his experience with social media. So that shows me that he's very driven to do his work and good quality work too, and he continues a project. At first, I was worried when Joanna said that she didn't have any professional experiences with social media. But as she went through, she told me all the different projects and events that she has worked on through social media and the outcomes of them. What stood out to me the most was that most of the events and projects that she worked on, all those skills are transferable to the position of the internship. So all the skills we asked for in the application have been fulfilled through those projects. Although they weren't through professional advertisement and so forth, and these were smaller things, she was able to turn those skills into what we needed for the internship. When I asked them how their work ethic was, both of them answered the question perfectly, giving detailed information about how they value their work and how they continue on a project until it's finished. Once they start it, they finish. When I asked them how comfortable they were with Photoshop, both candidates were comfortable with it and gave me examples of the experiences that they've had with Photoshop. Joanna did a very good job saying, this is what I've done, and giving me multiple examples. Joey did the same thing, but one thing that absolutely turned me off to having him on my team was he called Miss Fox his homie, and that's not professional diction in a formal setting. So that automatically had marked him off points on the evaluation form. So that was something that definitely I kept in mind throughout the whole interview, as well as looking at the way he said things from then on. He did continue to say a lot of slang words here and there, but otherwise he did a pretty good. Joanna did a really good job describing her strengths in communication with in person and online. She started with person, and she made me feel connected to her in a way where she said, I remember people. That's something that's very important in this industry of recruiting and things like that, is that you want to remember people's names so it seems more personal and not just another name on a checklist for, oh, come buy this, come do this. It wants to be a personal connection. As well as online, she's like, I like to respond to people who work with me on my projects or who are interested in my projects as often as I can, so they're involved in the process as well. She did a really good job answering this question. Joey listed his marketing experiences very well with his Instagram and showed me that he was driven to do these things and he had passion for it. Although one thing was that in his voice, it didn't seem as, I want to say, passionate as Joanna's, where he seemed very monotone in a lot of the interview. Joanna, on the other hand, although she said she didn't have marketing experience, once again, she gave me examples of things she's done, and those skills are transferable to the position. So she did end up having market experience. I asked Joanna to describe her personality. She did so in a very neat way. She did it in 4 words, brief and concise, but it gave me a real insight to who she was again and how she views herself. I then asked them both what they could bring to my company. Joey gave a very good response saying, oh, I have experience, this is what I can do. Joanna, on the other hand, gave a more detailed response saying, I think I can be someone that is easy to work with, someone that's gonna make an impact, but also has the experiences and the connections. She went into depth on how she could help me and how she could benefit my company. Instead of a brief, concise, I have the experience, I'm good, I know what I'm doing. I then asked them if they can meet the time requirements of 3 hours Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. during the summer. Joey said that seemed to work where he volunteers on the weekends. Joanna hopped right into it and was like, yes, if you need more help with anything, I am there. She offered more time, which automatically makes me appeal to hiring her on my team, because if something falls through or I need help with something on a later date, I know she will be there for my company and help me out when I need. When I asked Joey if he had any questions for me, he was very ignorant in a way, asking, when can I start? That automatically made me not want to hire him. Although he was probably confident in his interview, the way he said that would have made me and probably many other recruiters not want to hire him off the bat. So that was one thing that Joey did very wrong. On the nonverbal communications, Joey did all right, but one thing that turned me off to him as a candidate was that he was very fidgety, he didn't maintain eye contact, and he also had his phone out during the interview, which was absolutely not okay. The verbal communication, he did all right with his responses, but he could have been more detailed in answering the questions. Some other things I considered was his positivity. He seemed positive throughout it, but overall, compared to Joanna, it was good. Joanna, on the other hand, did excellent in her verbal communications. She answered my questions exactly how I would want someone. She gave me detailed information. She maintained very nice nonverbal communications where she maintained eye contact, made me feel welcome. She created a positive attitude throughout the whole. Comparing the 2 mock interview evaluation forms, Joanna got a total of 13 excellence and 1 good. Joey got a total of 6 excellence, 6 good, and 2 needs improvement. After reviewing the 2 candidates' interviews, resumes, and evaluation forms, I have decided that Joanna would be getting the internship during the summer at Leanne Blake & Associates.